Hi, Miss Susie. I hope that you don't completely hate me after having listened to all my ignorant takes from my alter ego at iNews, but I promise it all does serve a purpose. Like a true oppressive patriarchal regime, which also happens to be a theme I obviously found central to the book. I cherry-picked quotes, I distorted and misconstrued Fred's words, and I portrayed her in a negative light without focusing on what led her down such a path in the first place, how I did in my interview. When she had used a simile to compare the power in which she has to a dog bone, Fred went on to state after that simile that she actually felt ashamed in feeling a sense of somewhat sexual gratification, but obviously as a book critic hired by the oppressive Gilead to perform damage control and downplaying the horrors of this regime, I felt inclined to twist her words as a means of using them against her. And it kind of reiterates how oppressive patriarchal regimes will do everything in their power to villainize the woman in order to leverage the men. Just as I did, portraying Gilead and the men in power as victims rather than oppressors. In terms of the visual output of my video and my Canva, I made a mock YouTube style page to speak to how often and widespread propaganda is utilized in the modern day, especially through online social media sources like YouTube, and also how easily narratives can be twisted and misconstrued simply to put an oppressor on a pedestal. In terms of my choices of diction, in short, I put emphasis on everything that Fred was doing wrong without putting any emphasis on anything that she was doing right. In other words, I focused on all of her wrongdoings as a result of being pushed to such a limit by patriarchy without acknowledging the implications that the patriarchy that I was endorsing had on Fred as an individual. In terms of my stylistic choices on my Canva, I wanted to portray a sense of forced control through the likes and dislikes, with the likes being oversaturated with millions and millions of likes, and the dislikes being very barren with zero, with no dislikes. And I use the dislikes as a means to illustrate how oftentimes and how easy it is for patriarchies or oppressive regimes to kind of alter how we perceive certain events by portraying them as more positive than they actually are.